Hello, my name is Jen Swanson, and I'm a volunteer with Palliative Care Network. We're here today to share an important update with everyone about Palliative Care Network with this panel of guests. I'll allow them to all introduce themselves.
Hello, I'm Dr. Monica Solomon, and I'm an oral pathologist, and I work a lot on oral cancer.
Hi, my name is Dr. Stephen Norris. I'm an internal medicine physician.
My name is Parag Bharadwaj. I'm a hospice and palliative medicine physician.
And I'm Jen Swanson. I'm a Palliative Care Network volunteer. So today we want to hear from the founder how the idea of PCN or Palliative Care Network came to be.
Thank you, Jen. When I was doing my fellowship, I connected with an organization in India that wanted to start a hospice. They were interested in me training their physician to manage hospice patients. By the time they found a suitable candidate to be trained, I started my first job in Los Angeles while he was based in Mumbai, India. I decided to conduct virtual rounds 3 times a week for 2 months with him. And the total duration of the project lasted around 3 months. This project was very successful, and we even published our experience. I thought if I could do this to assist a colleague, who in turn was able to relieve the suffering of multiple patients, this could be done by others too. This laid the foundation for Palliative Care Network.
That's so interesting. So what was the first project of Palliative Care Network?
I approached other organizations to scale the pilot. I shared the experiences we had with them. To cut a very long story short, Palliative Care Network was launched. The idea was to educate clinicians, and that would in turn allow for them to treat numerous patients and thus have a multiplier effect. The aim was to ensure that we were not doing something that other organizations were doing already. We, mostly my wife, with the help of some friends, created a very basic website. Remember, this was in 2007. Things are a lot easier now. A directory was created that enabled those who needed help to connect with those who wanted to assist. This was an open directory, and all we asked for in return was feedback to let us know how things were working out, and if folks were receiving help and if they were able to help. Towards the end of the first year, we heard from a nurse in Malawi. He informed us that he had connected with a physician in Kenya and a social worker in New York, and was able to get a scholarship to become a palliative care nurse. His communication to us read, "Palliative Care Network has changed my life." Now we were in a conundrum. We knew we couldn't stop what we had started.
How incredible. What transpired after that?
Well, based on the success of the directory, we pursued other ideas. I will share some of them with you. In 2008, Palliative Care Network E, with the E standing for education, was launched with the first video conference. Again, this was 2008. It was very laborious, so we decided to go with recording audio interviews. This led to the launch of a project called Audiolog. Our first interview led to the adequate availability of opioids in one whole country. In 2009, we launched Palliative Care Network Community. This was a social media platform for palliative care professionals around the world. 2010 saw the launch of our first poster exhibition on the Palliative Care Network community site, along with the launch of the Spiritual Dimensions Project. In 2011, our first annual international online conference was hosted. It was offered for free with an exception of 1 year. I believe it might have been 2017 or 18, wherein a donor provided scholarships for those who were not able to afford access to the conference. I just want to make clear, nobody was turned down. We envisioned Palliative Care Network to be a grassroots movement, and never wanted money to get in the way of participation and access to knowledge. The conferences has lectures from faculty from around the world, and we received great feedback over the years. Some of the impact of the conferences that were shared with us include, there was a policy revision for palliative care in a region of one very large country, and development of a national pediatric palliative care curriculum in another. There was great exchange of information between developing and developed countries. And we got to see all this great work being done around the world. To me, it was pure magic.
Wow, that's a lot going on. While all of these efforts were set in motion, what was happening from the organizational point of view?
Well, honestly, Jen, that's been something we've been dealing with. It's been a really terrible business model. We were hopeful that, this has been very successful in assisting palliative care professionals and their patients throughout the world. And we were thinking that people would donate to such a good cause to meet expenses, but we've been having trouble raising the money. Skeptics are saying, well, why are you doing this? I went with Parag to a conference and people kept on asking about our funding, and it was hard for them to believe that everything was being done for free.
So it's all basically running on volunteer time and efforts?
Yeah, but we've learned a lot. The best services that you provide are those when you don't really know who's receiving them or who you've helped. We've come across people who have thanked us for the assistance they've received through Palliative Care Network. The volunteers that have helped us, most of them don't even want to be identified, and they continue to work in the background to assist Palliative Care Network. We've helped connect colleagues worldwide, organizations from all over the world and all continents. We've been endorsed by many conferences, and in 2015, our lectures were accessed from 125 different countries. We find that terribly exciting. We even had a third-party assessment done on the impact the Palliative Care Network makes. Conservative estimate was that we affect about 2 million patient lives per year per conference. I think that's astounding.
Wow, that certainly is. So what's next for Palliative Care Network?
Jen, our signature offering was the online conference, but now online conferences are being offered. So it's time that we switch gears. And importantly, during the pandemic, we ran the intersection of spiritual care project and scaled back on most activities. And now we have to think about what is the unmet void that PCN can fill.
Great, and we will talk about that next time. So on a lighter note, our website does need to be redone. So if there's any volunteers out there that'd like to assist with that, please let us know. So are there any parting thoughts?
Yeah, so I'm really impressed with the vision of Palliative Care Network and the excellent work that is going on there. And we really need to do a lot more in future as well.
Absolutely. I concur. And, I think that there are a few times in life when you have the opportunity to work with something that has such a meaningful impact to not just people in your community, but truly people around the world. And I am so proud to have been a part of that and look forward to everyone who can help.
Thank you, and bear with me. I might go a bit longer than others. I would actually like to start off by thanking all those who supported Palliative Care Network, especially the volunteers. Those who contributed the most actually want to remain anonymous, just like Dr. Norris mentioned. They have made great personal sacrifices, and that is, I think, what has fueled Palliative Care Network and all its efforts. I'll give you an example. One volunteer donated his time the day his son was getting married. Another donated his time the day his wife was delivering the child. So that has kept us very humble and has inspired us to continue doing what we set out to do. We've also received great testimonies from around the world. The one that struck me the most was, "Happiness has walked into my life." And this is a feedback we received from the wife of a patient who had end-stage cancer, who really felt helpless in trying to relieve the suffering of her husband. And the doctors who were caring for him really did not know what to do to manage his pain. And through long-distance education, this physician was able to relieve his suffering. And the wife now often looked forward to the doctor's visits to their home. So it's great to know that through these efforts, happiness has walked into millions of homes. Once again, I would like to take this opportunity to thank each and every individual who has been part of this wonderful journey. Thank you.
And if I may add, I became a volunteer with Palliative Care Network because of Parag's dedication and an inspiring kind of vision. I'm not a physician or anywhere in the medical sphere. I got to know him through a past position, and what he does and what you all do day in and day out just really inspires me to want to help in any way I can.
Thank you for all your efforts too, Jen.
Well, that concludes this part of the panel. We welcome you to join us on the next panel.
Thank you.